Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful Eric's meltdown over Ridge not listening, a patriarch's heartbreak. The iconic world of high fashion and even higher drama in Los Angeles has been rocked to its core. Today, the Forrester mansion is not echoing with the sounds of sewing machines or celebratory champagne toasts, but with the chilling, heartbreaking sound of its patriarch, Eric Forrester, breaking down. This is not just a family spat, it is the tragic climax of a storyline that has been simmering for weeks. Eric's devastating meltdown, fueled by the painful reality that his beloved son, Ridge Forrester, refuses to listen to him. This isn't merely a disagreement about a design or a business decision, it's a confrontation over Eric's very existence, his health, and his legacy. The pain on the face of the man who built the Forrester empire, a man who has always been the towering, benevolent center of a famously chaotic family, is a gut-wrenching sight for viewers. The unbearable weight of obsolescence. The recent storyline has carefully built the tension around Eric's deteriorating health. After a life-threatening health scare, a narrative echo of a past trauma where Ridge nearly let him die, Eric is fighting tooth and nail to reclaim his place in the world. For Eric Forrester, creating beautiful designs is not a hobby, it is the beat of his heart. It is his purpose, his legacy, and the proof of his vitality. But his eldest son, Ridge, convinced he is acting out of love, has been relentlessly protecting him. This protection, however, feels like a gilded cage to Eric. Ridge's actions subtly sidelining Eric's design ideas, gently moving him away from the CEO office, and insisting he rest, have created a deep, festering wound. Ridge believes he is saving his father's life by removing stress. Eric feels Ridge is inadvertently killing his spirit by stripping him of his purpose. The sad news today is the moment this silent battle exploded into an agonizing public collapse. The scene of the meltdown, a family divided. The devastating scene unfolded at Forrester Creations, the very place Eric poured his soul into. It began subtly, as the most painful moments often do. Eric, brimming with a renewed passion, presented a new, sweeping collection concept, a return to the classic, elegant lines he pioneered. The room was heavy with the presence of the entire Forrester core: Ridge, Brooke, Steffi, Finn, and Donna. The fatal dialogue: Eric was beaming, his eyes alight with the old fire. He spoke of his design as his testament, a final flourish of his genius. Eric, this isn't just a collection, Ridge. This is the heart of Forrester Creations. It's who we are. It's what I still am. Ridge's response was the match that lit the fuse: soft, condescending, and utterly dismissive of the creative urgency in Eric's soul. Ridge, gently, with a hand on Eric's shoulder: Dad, it's beautiful. Truly. But you need to focus on your health. Let the young ones, let me, handle the pressure of the deadline. You can be the inspiration. The icon. You don't have to carry the load anymore. The word icon landed like a hammer blow. It was Ridge's way of saying, you are a statue, a memory, not a man of action. The tearing roar of a patriarch. What followed was a heartbreaking torrent of raw emotion that brought the high-glamour office to a stunned silence. Eric's voice, usually a steady baritone of reason, cracked with years of pent-up anguish. Eric, carry the load. You think this is a load, Ridge? This is my life. You stand here, in the company I built from nothing, wearing the name I gave you, and you tell me to sit down and be a trophy. He physically recoiled from Ridge's touch, his face contorted with a grief that went far beyond the current moment. This wasn't just about the designs, it was about every time Ridge had ignored his counsel, every time he had acted unilaterally, and every time Eric felt his own son viewed him as a hindrance rather than a resource. The true sadness, Eric's true breakdown came not from anger, but from a profound feeling of being unloved in the only way he knew how to be loved as a creator. Eric, I am not finished, Ridge. I have breath in my body and vision in my mind. But you are so determined to be the successor that you have forgotten how to be the son. You don't hear me. You only hear the echo of your own voice telling you that you know better, that the old man is confused. When I am gone, you will be scrambling to find my notebooks, but right now, when I am here, vibrant and ready, you wave me away like a nuisance. Donna's despair and Steffi's divided loyalty. The emotional fallout was immediate and catastrophic. Donna Logan, Eric's enduring love and unwavering supporter, rushed to his side, tears streaming down her face. Her silent, desperate plea for Ridge to just stop was palpable. She knows Eric's heart intimately, she knows that to stop designing is to stop living. Meanwhile, the scene highlighted the tragic division within the family. Steffi Forrester, she was caught in the middle, respecting her father Ridge's intention to protect Eric, but deeply sympathetic to her grandfather's pain. Her tears reflected her fear that Ridge's hardline stance was pushing Eric toward a final, fatal surrender. She is the voice of reason that Ridge is currently deaf to. Brooke Logan, as the emotional bridge between the two men, Brooke tried to intervene, urging Ridge to temper his approach. But Ridge, stubborn in his protective mission, only pushed back, cementing the rift. Brooke to Ridge, quietly, "You're doing this wrong, Ridge. You can't save him by hurting him. You have to hear him." Ridge to Brooke, defensively, "I am doing what has to be done. I almost lost him before. I won't let his ego kill him this time." The climax of grief and the shattered sketch. The moment of the ultimate meltdown arrived when Eric, his body trembling, reached for his latest design sketchbook, the culmination of weeks of secret, passionate work. He held it up, not for applause, but for validation of his continued worth. "Eric, look at this, Ridge. Look at what I can still do. This is not the work of a fading man. This is my soul." Ridge, still operating from a place of fear and control, made a move that sealed the tragedy. He reached out to gently take the book, a gesture he saw as calming, but which Eric saw as final disarmament. In a horrifying, cathartic flash of rage and despair, Eric didn't let him take it. Instead, he raised the beautiful, hand-drawn sketchbook high above his head, and in a single, gut-wrenching moment, tore it completely in half. The sound of the paper ripping was like a scream. He didn't scream at Ridge. He didn't rail at the family. He simply looked at the two jagged halves of his creation, his hands shaking, and let out a sound that was less a yell and more a deep, animalistic sob of pure loss. "Eric, there. Are you happy, Ridge? You want to listen to my mind, so you will have to deal with my silence. You wanted me to stop, I stop." He collapsed into a chair, his shoulders heaving, the patriarch of the Forrester family, the creative genius of the fashion world, utterly and completely defeated by his son's rigid, protective love. The tragic irony, love as the destroyer. The devastating news today is the painful realization that Ridge's love has become Eric's greatest pain. The irony is tragic. Ridge genuinely believes he is saving his father, but by ignoring Eric's spiritual need to create, he is accelerating the very decline he fears. Eric's meltdown is a powerful, sorrowful statement about the universal struggle of aging, legacy, and the tragic difficulty children have in seeing their parents as anything other than their protectors. Ridge sees a fragile, sick man who needs to retire. Eric sees a world-class designer who is being forcibly pushed into irrelevance. This episode marks a profound shift. The rift between father and son is now a chasm. Eric's heartbreak is not merely emotional, it is a sign that his fighting spirit may be broken, and a broken spirit is the quickest way to physical decline. What comes next? A dark path for the Foresters. The Forester family is now in a state of emergency. The sad truth is that Eric's emotional collapse may have a far worse effect on his physical health than any stressful deadline could have. Donna's fear: she will be forced to choose between supporting Eric's desire to rest, as Ridge wants, or encouraging him to fight, which could further strain his health. Steffi's intervention: seeing the depth of Eric's pain, Steffi may finally turn on her father, Ridge, demanding that he step back and let Eric live his life, no matter the risk. The unveiling truth: the audience is left wondering, is Eric truly fighting for his legacy, or is this meltdown the precursor to the final, true health crisis? The family fears this storyline, culminating in Eric's powerful, tragic breakdown, serves as a poignant reminder that in the world of the bold and the beautiful, the deepest wounds are often inflicted not by enemies, but by the people who love you the most. Eric Forester is left shattered, his masterpiece destroyed by his own hand, all because his son refused to simply listen.